Hello, hello, JJ DiGeronimo here, and this is a special edition for Together We Seek. I have invited a longtime friend. I think I've mentioned before I met Sharon when I was 14 or 15 years old, and she has been my go-to person for herbs and anything really to do with the body in regards to how we fuel it, how we heal it, and how we energize it. And we thought it would be great to start this series because Sharon just knows so many things about so many topics that I feel like we can be doing this for years. But today's topic is morning strategies. And so I thought this would be a great thing to do, especially now when planet's going a little bonky, wonkers, and most of us have a cup of coffee and turn on the TV or start reading our news on our phone. And I thought it'd be great to share strategies that we can do in the morning to start our energy off in the right direction, to support us from the first few hours we touch our feet to the ground. And Sharon, I'm so thrilled you're with me again.
Well, I'm very happy to be here with you as well.
Well, I have to say, I have been a coffee drinker. I finally got off cream 2 summers ago, but I'm still like the thing I want to do first, as soon as my feet hit the ground, is hit the coffee machine. So, is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? How does that help with my energy first thing in the morning?
Well, you can have the coffee in the morning if you want, but try not to do it first thing. That's probably going to be the most important, is like the order that we put things in and how we get our body started to receive food for the day and to get in motion. The very first thing that you want to do, no matter what, is go get that glass of water, put it in your mouth, swish out the germs that have been, coming up all night long into your mouth, thousands and thousands of different germs, swish around and spit. So that's the first thing you want to do before you even think about doing anything else or eating or drinking your coffee, is spit out those bacteria germs from the night before. And
This is mind blowing.
yeah, simple and
Right.
free and easy.
We've talked for so many years and I never even knew to do that. So this is why I'm having this, because I feel like there's so many little things we can be doing to start the day that will help us not only prepare our bodies and support our bodies, but energize us to support so many people that we support through life. So many healers and light workers are providing support, connection, information to people. And we really need to start the morning off right. So
Definitely.
switch your mouth. I
Yep,
like
just
that.
swish and spit first thing. I mean, I myself, the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, that makes so much sense, of all the bacteria that's been breeding and, harboring in the mouth. And, normally when we get up, we have a drink of water, and, it's very nice to have that nice cold water, but we're actually loading back into our stomach all those germs. So definitely swish and spit. Then the next thing that I personally do, and I think is a nice thing to do for our oral health and just in general, is you can do a full-blown oil pulling if you want, or you can use the oil, organic coconut oil, and I just swish around in my mouth. It might be 5 minutes, it might be 10. The ultimate oil pulling would be about 20 minutes. But if you just want to do it, for me, I do it just to cleanse my mouth, get rid of the extra bacteria that I know is still floating around in there that I can't swish and spit out. And also, it's helping my mouth. It's cleaning my teeth. It's helping my gums. And coconut oil is known. It's antifungal. It's antibacterial. It's microbial. It's everything that's going to cause you harm. That coconut oil is going to be working really hard against it, so that it keeps you healthier. So that's one thing. And then, oh, go
This is
ahead.
mind blowing. First of
Oh,
all, just let me tell you already, my mind is like coconut oil. You actually put it in your mouth and you swish it around and then
right.
spit it.
Well, you get it warm first. I should have said that. You can heat it, get it warm. And I want to say you would use about a teaspoon. I don't measure it anymore, but about a teaspoon. And you want to have a little container. I save the little individual guacamole containers that you get at the like Aldi or any grocery store, and I keep those aside, because when you spit, you don't want to spit that coconut oil into your sink day after day after day. It might, depending on the age of your home, it might clog up into your port or your pipes. So you don't want to do that. You'll have a different type of problem. But you just swish and spit that out. And then after you do that, I go to my next go-to thing, which is my iron. I like to take Flora Vital. It's a really good, let's see what I want to call it, plant-based herbal liquid that is you don't get constipated from it. It goes exactly where the body needs it because it's liquid. So it's going to get assimilated through the body right away. And you can do that and get yourself a jump start, making sure you have your iron. Pretty much almost everybody's a little low on iron. And if you're vegan or vegetarian, you have that concern. So you can get rid of that right off the bat. You've already taken care of your iron intake. You can't run a good engine if your steam is low. So you got to make sure you keep that going. Then the next thing you want to do is either apple cider vinegar is great if you can do that. Some people think it makes them feel a little bit sick to their stomach, so they don't really like to do the apple cider vinegar. But lemon water would do well, the same, pretty much the same, maybe not quite as high and efficient. And lemon water, I'll go to that one first. That's going to give you a really high boost of vitamin C. So your immune system is getting, rejuvenated. It's getting ready for whatever you're going to enter out into the world, whatever you're going to face. It also helps with digestion. It's a really good first thing to be doing to your body. And then cross back to the apple cider vinegar. If you can, that's a great one to do and probably gives you more benefits than the lemon water. Again, it does aid in digestion. It does, it helps stabilize your blood sugar. It helps lower your cholesterol. It really gets your body in tune, and it does not interfere with your iron. So if you want to do that apple cider vinegar, 5 minutes after you do your iron, it's totally fine. It actually will enhance your iron absorption. So
Okay.
that's a great
let
way.
me I gotta slow down here because this is so exciting, and all the links are below. So your favorite products, we've linked everything below. So if you're watching this, you can just scroll down to the description, click on the links, which I love because there's so many versions of so many things that Sharon has taken the time to create a list for this session. And I think it's so helpful. And if you're having a medical issue or you've gone to many doctors and you're not sure what to do, I would recommend you to reach out to Sharon. She is a medical intuitive and she has a lot of great tools and decades and probably centuries of knowledge. So let me just say that first. So, okay, let me recap. So we are swishing our mouth out with
Just
warm
regular water, first thing.
Second thing is we're taking a tablespoon or a teaspoon, warming it up in the microwave, I'm assuming. Warming it up.
You can, if you use a microwave, yes, you could do that. But if anybody's against using a microwave, then you could put it in another little container. I have lots of the little glass containers, serving size, single serve size. You could put that down into hot water. It'll melt it really quickly. It doesn't take long to melt it.
And I leave mine out. Is it supposed to be refrigerated?
No, you don't refrigerate it. I leave mine out too. It stays in the cupboard. It's totally fine. It'll harden, and then you just want to soften it. You could put it in your mouth already hard, but it's just going to take longer for it to dissolve, and you're more likely to swallow it before you actually get to swish it if it's not already liquid warm.
Okay. So either you do it in a pot with water with the glass jar or do a little bit of microwave 30 seconds or something. You swish it around for 5 minutes. You spit that out. Then you either drink lemon water or apple cider vinegar. And how much apple cider vinegar? Like a teaspoon?
About a tablespoon. You want to get a nice little shot. And again, you want to put that in warm water as well. The body receives it better. It's a shock if it has something cold. So it's better to always have at least room temperature or a little bit warmer for either the lemon water or the apple cider vinegar.
Okay. And the lemon water and apple cider vinegar is basically like increasing your C, preparing your system for the day. So those are
it's helping with digestion that the food that you will eventually eat. Let me back up on one thing I didn't tell you is the iron that you're taking. You want to wait 30 minutes after your iron before you actually have food. It's okay to do the apple cider vinegar, but you don't want to do food because a lot of times things will bind to that and you won't get the full amount of the iron.
Okay, and all of the links are below, as I mentioned. So the liquid iron is the Flora. So that's below that. These are recommended products that Sharon uses and has vetted out. She's worked for a lot of different product companies as well as Whole Foods. She actually owned her
No,
own.
Wegmans.
Yeah, you work with Wegmans, and then you had your own health food store for a while when I was younger. And, she lives and breathes these products. She tests them all. She researches them to no end. I can't tell you how many times I have sent her backs of labels, and she's so sweet about it. She'd be like, well, it's not a product I would use, but
My tactful way of telling you don't use that one.
I love the fact that you put the list together for us because I feel like you can just click below. So all of those things really are taking less than 12, 14 minutes, and then you just wait 30 minutes after the floral before you have any coffee, before you do anything. So you need about a 30-minute window from the time you get up to
Yes.
the time you have your first cup of coffee.
Right. And, for me, I use that time to go walk my dog. And, many people may use that time for meditation. A great start to the day, if you have the time to do this, would be use part of that time. Here you've cleansed your body and you're doing a great thing for your body. So then you could do something really good for your mind by doing a little bit of a gratitude. If you keep a gratitude journal, you can start your morning off in that in-between time before you feed your body, and write down some things that you want to accomplish for the day, some things that you're grateful for. It could be something you're grateful for that day in the moment, or it could be something that's happened in the past that you're grateful for. But get your mind set in a positive tone before you leave the house.
I love this. I love this. All the things to do before you have that cup of coffee. And I feel like they're not big shifts, but it seems to me like you could really help with your immune system. You can really help with your energy system. You're activating so many things in your body you need for the day.
And it's all easy. It's so easy. And, it's routine. The body loves routine. So once you get the body in sync with all this, it's really going to come together for a person. And you will get the extra energy. You will see a difference in your immune system. And now we can fast forward if you're ready to start your coffee. Some people are tea drinkers. So if you're going to drink tea, you got a couple options. I didn't put in the list the different herbal teas, but there are a lot of different herbal teas, such as turmeric and ginger. There's a huge long list. Really, pretty much all of them would give you a great boost for the day, if in a calming effect for your body, if you're a person who's like over energized. But if you're a person who really wants that caffeine, you have a couple options. You can do your matcha green tea. You can either do powder form or you can do tea bags. And if you want that coffee, you're not going to give up the coffee, go ahead and do something like the Om coffee. It's a mushroom added coffee. So you're going to get 100% organic coffee, which is really important because no formaldehyde is in the process of, making the coffee. So you're going to have a great cup of coffee, and then you're going to get 2,000 units of extra of a great immune boost of medicinal mushrooms, which are, a wonderful thing to add into your day. So you're going to get coffee plus.
Now, can I cheat and have a cup of coffee out of my coffee machine and put the Om coffee into my coffee?
You could, but if you do that, then you'd want to make sure you're using organic coffee to start in your machine. And then you wouldn't use the full dose of the mushroom coffee because it would be way too much caffeine, because you'd be getting a massive jolt of caffeine from the Om coffee and your own coffee. But then if you do that, you're going to take away from getting the 2,000 milligrams of mushroom. So you could start that way if you wanted to, maybe do 50-50 and then try to work your way up to the full cup of the Om coffee so that you got that extra benefit, because you're just helping your body with the antioxidant part from the mushrooms and also the medicinal immune system part. I mean, it's really an important addition to have that with your coffee.
Okay, and let's talk about mushrooms for a minute because you hear so much about mushrooms. Obviously, not only just their communication system we hear so much about with the documentary, but what is the benefit? And is there, I mean, there must be benefit if you're telling us, but what is the whole benefit of like drinking mushrooms for breakfast in place of your coffee?
Well, it's with the coffee. So you're not really actually replacing the coffee. It just is an addition. The coffee has 2,000 milligrams of mushrooms, like superfood, but it still is 100% organic coffee. So you're still getting the full benefit of the coffee, the energized benefit, but it's organic. And then you're getting the extra by doing the mushrooms. But mushrooms offer so much to our system. I mean, they're like lion's mane, great for the brain, boosting our brain cells. There's turkey tail, there's reishi, shiitake, so many different mushrooms that are medicinal and been used for years. They help our immune system. They help fight cancer. They help the body shield itself. They fight out free radicals. There's just so many things that mushrooms do. And I'm not talking about little baby mushrooms that you see in the grocery store or portobellos. Those don't count. Those are not considered medicinal mushrooms.
So helpful, so helpful. I mean, I think you've given us a wealth of knowledge of things to do before your coffee. I guess I've never really thought about this. And I love having these conversations. And the fact that you provide all the links, all the products you discussed makes it so much easier for us to know what to buy. Because if you've gone into a vitamin store, you've gone down the vitamin aisle or even coffee or tea aisle, when you're looking for a particular brand or a particular product, it's almost impossible
It's
to
very
know.
overwhelming. It is very overwhelming, to stand there and look at the shelves and see one right after the other. And you really would have to spend so much time investigating each one. And there might be some that are very close. What I try to do if I see some products, like there are other mushroom coffees out there. And there's another one that's very close to the Om coffee. But in my opinion, the Om is superior. But what it'll come down to for me is if they're both organic, then I look at, fair trade. I look at, are they a B Corp? Are they, what do they have to back up their company? And the point system, I call it, if they have enough points, they're going to get one more point somewhere than some of the other companies, if they're that close to the edge. Now, not that many companies really come head to head where you can say it could be either or, but occasionally there are some that are like that, where they're, pretty equal in quality.
Mm. Well, I'm sure you can see why I started to have these conversations with Sharon, because in just 15 minutes, we've learned about 5 or 6 new products and exactly what she uses and how she uses them to increase her frequency, to kick off her day for the work that she does to support so many. And I think for many of us, especially us that are healers, light workers, and carry ancient wisdom, we really need to be thinking about how we're taking care of ourselves, what we're starting our day with. I'd love to chat about next how we end our day. Like, what are things we can do to wind down?
Okay.
And I think for many of us, it's it's such a good, it takes a little bit to change habits, to change practices, but just these little few steps, even if you incorporate a few of them, well, you're already doing better. Washing out your mouth, using lemon water, liquid iron, changing your coffee to mushroom and coffee. I just think that they're really small adjustments that you'll see a lot of benefit from. So if you have a specific question, you can always reach out to Sharon directly. Or if you want to put it in the chat things you want us to discuss, we hope you do that for future discussions. You'll see us here in 2 weeks at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And thanks, Sharon. I love it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So with that, we look forward to hearing what you're using, what you're doing, and join us in the conversation. We'll see you again here next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.